Imagine attending a party where someone whispers a joke so subtle that half the room doesn't even realize a joke was made. They continue sipping their drinks oblivious, while the other half is stifling giggles into their napkins. This is the charm and occasional awkwardness of subtle humor. It flies under the radar, often delighting those who catch it and confusing those who don't. Subtle humor requires a delicate balance of wit, timing, and audience awareness. When executed well, it's like a secret handshake between the comedian and the audience in the know. However, when it misses the mark, it can lead to misunderstandings or even unintended offenses, illustrating the fine line that practitioners of this comedic style must walk. Subtle humor isn't just about being funny. It's about engaging an audience on a unique intellectual level. It challenges the listener to tune in more closely and rewards them with a private chuckle, making the joke feel like a personal gift from the speaker to the listener. Subtle humor, by definition, is the kind of humor that doesn't hit you over the head with its punchline. It's often understated, relying on the sharpness of the audience's mind rather than the volume of the delivery. Characteristics of subtle humor include irony, understatement, and a generous helping of cleverness cloaked in an innocent remark. This humor type thrives on the unexpected. It's crafted from the mundane, twisting everyday comments into a witty concoction. For instance, saying "I'm about as excited as a clam at high tide" might not elicit a booming laugh, but it leaves a smirk on the face of those who catch the undercurrent of wit. Effective subtle humor often requires a shared understanding or context, making it both exclusive and inclusive. It invites those who understand it to feel part of an inside joke, strengthening social bonds and enhancing personal connections through shared intellectual amusement. Understanding the mechanics of subtle humor is crucial for mastering it. Timing is everything. The pause before the punchline, the casual throwaway line delivered as if it were an afterthought, can make all the difference. This sort of timing ensures the humor is woven seamlessly into the conversation, catching the audience off guard and enhancing the comedic effect. Language plays a critical role as well. The choice of words, the structure of sentences, and the deployment of literary devices like metaphor and simile enrich the subtlety of the humor. A well-placed word can transform an ordinary sentence into a witty remark, much like a well-chosen spice can transform a dish. Moreover, the personality of the deliverer also influences the effectiveness of subtle humor. A deadpan expression or a cheerful obliviousness can serve as the perfect foil for delivering such humor, making the joke not only a matter of linguistic skill, but also of performance art. Subtle humor is all around us, often where we least expect it. It's in the quip from a quick-witted cashier, the clever car bumper stickers we glimpse while stuck in traffic, or the witty out-of-office email replies that make the rounds at the workplace. These instances provide a brief moment of amusement amidst our daily routines. Consider the gentle ribbing between colleagues that helps lighten a stressful day, or the puns that make grocers' signs a delight to read. Let us be thankful for good food. These small injections of humor do not only entertain, but also create moments of connection and shared joy among individuals. In personal relationships, subtle humor can be a way of expressing affection without overt sentimentality. A softly spoken pun or a clever play on words can communicate love and appreciation just as effectively as more direct expressions, often more memorably. In media, subtle humor can often be found in the background details of movies, within the dialogues of TV shows, or sprinkled throughout the pages of a novel. For example, the show Arrested Development is notorious for its layered jokes, where the real punchline isn't immediately obvious and might only click on a second viewing. Similarly, films like The Grand Budapest Hotel use visual humor and quick, subtle quips that contribute to the whimsical, yet richly textured atmosphere. These jokes might not provoke a loud laugh, but they enhance the viewing experience, adding a layer of sophistication to the entertainment. Writers like Jane Austen and Mark Twain mastered the art of subtle humor in literature, using it to critique social norms and character flaws without overt condemnation. Their work invites readers into an intimate understanding of the characters' worlds, rewarding attentive readers with laughter and insight. Engaging in subtle humor offers significant social benefits. It can serve as a social barometer, helping gauge the boundaries of various relationships based on who appreciates the humor and who doesn't. This form of humor can subtly probe social norms without causing discomfort or confrontation. Furthermore, subtle humor is often seen as a sign of intelligence and wit, qualities that are highly prized in social and professional settings. Being able to deliver a clever remark or understanding a complex joke can elevate an individual's social standing and make them more likable and respected among their peers. This type of humor also fosters an inclusive environment. While it can be exclusive when shared among a group that gets the joke, it creates a sense of belonging and mutual understanding. It's a way of saying, "I know you'll get this," which can be incredibly affirming and strengthening of bonds. While the benefits of subtle humor are numerous, it's not without its risks. The primary challenge lies in audience interpretation. What is humorous to one person can be incomprehensible or even offensive to another, depending on cultural backgrounds, personal experiences, and individual sensibilities. Misinterpretation is a common risk. A joke intended to be lighthearted can sometimes be taken seriously, potentially leading to misunderstandings or hurt feelings. This is particularly true in diverse settings where cultural nuances influence how humor is perceived and appreciated. Additionally, the subtlety that makes this type of humor appealing can also be its downfall. If too obscure, the humor might fail to connect with anyone at all, falling flat and leaving an awkward silence. This highlights the importance of knowing your audience well and choosing the moment and manner of your humor wisely. To master subtle humor, start by observing. Watch comedians who excel at this form of humor, read literature known for its wit, and pay attention to how humor is used effectively in everyday interactions. Noticing the structure and timing can provide valuable insights into the mechanics of making subtle humor work. Practicing your delivery is also crucial. Whether it's through writing or speaking, the way you present your humor can make a big difference. Experiment with different timings and phrasings to find what works best. Remember, the goal is not to make the audience roar with laughter, but to provoke a smirk or a thoughtful chuckle. Finally, always be mindful of your audience. Tailoring your humor to suit the people you're interacting with can increase its effectiveness and minimize misunderstandings. This sensitivity to context is what often separates good humorists from great ones. Subtle humor isn't just limited to one culture or language. It varies widely across the globe. What is considered hilariously understated in one culture can be seen as confusing or even rude in another. For instance, British humor is often characterized by dry wit and irony, while Japanese humor can involve layers of meaning hidden within a single phrase. This cultural variability means that understanding the nuances of different humor styles can be a valuable skill, especially in our increasingly global society. Being able to navigate and appreciate humor across cultural lines can enhance personal and professional relationships and broaden one's perspective on the world. Learning to appreciate and use subtle humor in a multicultural context requires sensitivity and adaptability. It involves not only a deep understanding of linguistic nuances, but also an awareness of cultural contexts and expectations. This skill, once developed, can lead to richer, more enjoyable interactions with people from a variety of backgrounds. Mastering subtle humor is much like learning a new language. It requires patience, practice, and a keen understanding of nuances. When done right, it holds the power to transform ordinary interactions into memorable moments and to forge connections that resonate on a deeper intellectual level. The value of subtle humor extends beyond mere entertainment. It fosters inclusivity, enhances social interactions, and offers a sophisticated tool for navigating complex social landscapes. As we continue to interact in increasingly diverse environments, the ability to wield this form of humor thoughtfully becomes not just an asset, but a necessity. In conclusion, whether it's in a boardroom or across the dinner table, a well-placed subtle joke can speak volumes. It enriches conversations, lightens atmospheres, and perhaps most importantly, brings a sparkle of joy to the mundane. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, consider the silent power of a quiet chuckle. It might just be the perfect response.